Previously, I reviewed the Casabrews Ultra. In this video, we're looking at its upgraded version, the Ultra Pro. We'll put them side by side so you can clearly see what has changed. First, let me quickly run through the main upgrades. The first change is the heating. With Casabrews' Flashheat system, it's basically ready to go in about 5 seconds, instead of around 40 seconds on the original Ultra. The next change is the display. The Ultra Pro uses a darker screen and shows real-time pressure while you pull a shot. There's also a cold extract mode. When you double tap the hot water button, it runs a preset long cooler shot that works well for iced coffee. On top of that, the steam is faster and stronger. You get both a single hole and a 3-hole steam tip, and there's almost no waiting when you switch between brewing and steaming. The Ultra Pro and the Ultra use almost the same body. If you put the two machines next to each other, they're exactly the same size. The body is about 33 centimeters tall, 26 centimeters wide, and 31 centimeters deep, so it's still quite compact and should fit on most kitchen countertops. Up here on the top, this panel is hard plastic, but the rest of the machine is wrapped in stainless steel. The metal finish feels solid, looks clean, and you can just wipe it down with a damp cloth. Both machines use a 58mm commercial size brew group. The easiest way to tell them apart from the front is the control panel. On the Ultra, the LCD has a light background and a very simple look. On the Ultra Pro, the darker screen and the backlit buttons make it look a bit more modern, and I personally prefer this black background style. Both machines come with a 2.2-liter water tank, which is plenty for home use, so you don't need to refill very often. On the top, there's a passively heated cup warming area. The space is quite large, so you can keep several cups up here and free up some counter space at the same time. The drip trays on both machines are also quite large. They both use a 3-way solenoid valve. If you look through this little mirror, you can see a small drainage outlet. After a shot finishes, or after you steam milk, extra pressure is released through that outlet into the drip tray. This keeps the coffee puck nice and dry, and you can remove the portafilter right away and get ready for the next shot. For a home machine, this is really practical, and it's one of my personal must-have features when I'm choosing a machine. For accessories, you get a 58mm 3-tab portafilter and 4 baskets. These include both single-wall and double-wall baskets. The double-wall baskets have a small hole at the back to create extra pressure, and they work well with pre-ground coffee or if you don't have a good grinder yet. The single-wall baskets rely on the resistance of the coffee puck itself to build pressure. That makes them more sensitive to grind size and puck prep. They're better for users who already have a grinder and some experience, and they can give you better tasting espresso. In the box, you also get a plastic tamper and a cleaning needle. The Ultra Pro and the Ultra include basically the same set of accessories. I just wish they also included a milk pitcher, then the kit would feel pretty complete. On the Ultra Pro, it takes about 5 seconds after you turn it on for the machine to be ready. The button layout is almost the same on both machines. You have a single shot button, a double shot button, a hot water button, and a steam button. If you long press the hot water button, you can adjust the brew temperature. Using the 4 buttons, you can pick from 4 temperature levels. After you choose one, press the power button once to confirm. The way you set temperature is the same on both machines. As a simple rule, for darker roasts, you can try a lower brew temperature, and for lighter roasts, you can start around 94 to 96 degrees Celsius. The Pro also adds the cold extract mode. When you double tap the hot water button, you'll see the Americano icon on the screen, but don't let that confuse you. In this mode, it actually brews with room temperature water. I'll show you the full process later in the video. Both machines use a single thermoblock. On the Ultra, switching from brewing to steam mode takes around 15 seconds. On the Pro, because of the more efficient heating block, steam starts almost right after you press the steam button. You basically don't have to wait. On the Ultra, after you enter steam mode, you still need to press the steam button again to start steam. On the Pro, once you finish steaming, you can switch back to brewing mode right away. If you're making back-to-back drinks, this makes the workflow smoother and faster. The machine has a default pre-infusion time of 5 seconds. The screen also shows more details now, including real-time pressure and shot time, which is really helpful when you're dialing in. In brewing mode, both machines can dispense hot water when you press the hot water button. On the Pro, the 3-hole steam tip can also speed up milk steaming compared with the single hole tip. I used a device with a built-in temperature probe to test the brew temperature on both machines. With the Ultra set to 96 degrees, the measured temperature was mostly in that range, and in some tests it was a little higher. The probe itself might not be perfectly accurate, but it's enough to show the general range and how the temperature moves. On the Pro, the temperature measured in the basket also lined up pretty well with the set value. When I lowered the set temperature, I could clearly see the reading drop, so the PID temperature control on both machines seems quite accurate. But honestly, in 5 seconds, you haven't finished your prep anyway. By the time you grind the coffee, prep the puck, and lock in the portafilter, the machine is already at the target temperature. So in real use, 5-second heat up mainly means you don't have to wait around for the machine. It's ready before you are, so your waiting time is basically 0. I also noticed something interesting when testing pressure. When I fully closed the valve on my test device, the Ultra pushed the pressure above 16 bars at its maximum. Doing the same thing on the Pro, the screen showed overpressure, and the machine stopped automatically once it went past about 15 bars. So it looks like the OPV setting is slightly different between the two machines. Now let's look at some actual shots. Here I've prepared 18 grams of coffee for each machine. I'll pull shots on the Ultra and the Ultra Pro at the same time so we can compare them. I'm using the F74 grinder, with the same grind setting for both. For puck prep, I follow my usual routine. I use WDT to break up clumps, level the grounds, and then tamp. These steps are part of my standard espresso workflow, and they really help cut down on channeling. You can see that on the Ultra, the timer starts as soon as the pump kicks in. On the Pro, the timer waits for about 5 seconds and then starts when pre-infusion begins. So the shot time on the Pro lines up better with the actual extraction. The 2 shots finish in a similar time. Visually, both look very good. The texture is thick and syrupy, and the crema has a rich golden color. Tasting them side by side, the body, sweetness, and aroma are very close. The shot from the Ultra feels just a touch hotter. Flavor-wise, both give you strong cocoa and caramel notes, with a bit of darker roast character. It tastes like a classic espresso profile. With a good grinder, both machines can make espresso that's genuinely enjoyable. Then I pulled another shot using only the Ultra Pro. This time I adjusted the grind a bit coarser and lowered the brew temperature slightly. I also switched from the stock spouted portafilter to a bottomless one. Casabrews sells this bottomless portafilter separately, and it fits this machine nicely. Let's run this shot in one take so you can hear how loud it is and watch the whole extraction in real time. On this shot, the pressure stayed around 9 bars for most of the extraction, and the total shot time was about 31 seconds. This one tasted better than the earlier shots. With real-time pressure and shot time on the screen, it's easier to tweak things to match your own taste. If the pressure is too low and the bottomless portafilter sprays everywhere, that usually means your grind is too coarse, so you should go a bit finer. If the pressure is much higher than 9 bars and the shot time is very long, the shot is probably over-extracted, and you'll want to grind coarser. The Ultra Pro also adds that cold extract function. I'm still using 18 grams of coffee here, and for this mode, you can keep the same grind size you'd normally use for espresso. The puck prep is exactly the same. This recipe works best when you pour it over ice to make an iced coffee. To start cold extract, just double tap the hot water button. At the very beginning, the pre-infusion water might still have a bit of leftover heat in the system, but it quickly switches to room temperature water for the rest of the shot. The pressure still sits at around 9 bars. The extraction runs longer than a normal espresso to make up for the lower temperature, and by default, it dispenses about 160 milliliters of coffee. The final iced coffee is strong enough, and doesn't taste weak or watery. Compared with a typical iced Americano, it actually feels a bit stronger and more refreshing. If you like iced coffee, this is a mode you can have some fun with. Now let's look at steaming. First, pull a shot of espresso as the base, and once that's done, press the steam button to switch into steam mode. Before steaming milk, purge a bit of water out of the steam wand so the steam that follows is drier and more stable. With the 3-hole tip, both steam power and heating are stronger than with the single-hole tip. A whirlpool forms in the pitcher quite quickly, so one position matters. Keep the steam holes just under the surface of the milk. If they break the surface, big bubbles will form very easily. As the milk heats up, keep the milk spinning and let the texture tighten so the foam becomes smooth and fine. Overall, getting milk that's suitable for latte art on this machine isn't very difficult, but it does take some practice to find the right angle and depth. For beginners, starting with the single hole tip can be easier to control. You can make all kinds of milk-based drinks at home with this machine. To wrap up, compared with the Ultra Pro keeps the same basic design and feel. Both machines work well for home use. If you care about workflow speed and like having more feedback while you pull shots, the Pro is the better pick. But if your budget is tighter, the regular Ultra is still more than enough for most home users. That's my review of the Casabrews Ultra Pro. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.